Anytime you look at a structure of this size and magnitude, the first question anyone asks is, इसके foundation में क्या है? What is the sort of substance in the foundation? So you can talk about stones and fly ash and concrete and all the technical things that go into the building of this beautiful Mahamandir. लेकिन जो चीज़ हम overlook करते हैं वो है कि on the sort of subtle foundation यानी कि एक conceptual foundation है, एक base है जिसके आधार पर ये मंदिर बना है. और as a scholar of religion, as a believer of Hindu Sanatan Dharma, I have come to realize that without bhakti and seva, bhakti और सेवा बगैर Hinduism, स्वामीनारायण हिंदू ट्रेडिशन या ऐसे महामंदिर खड़े नहीं हो सकते, उनका निर्माण नहीं हो सकता है. What do I mean? भक्ति क्या है? It is the belief that God resides within sacred images and within all of creation. भगवान आप में भी है, ईश्वर आप में भी है और मुझ में भी है. मूर्ति में तो हम सेवा पूजा करते ही है, गुरु को हम आदर देते ही है, वो भगवान का प्रत्यक्ष स्वरूप है. लेकिन मैं ऐसा सोचता हूँ और हिंदू सनातन धर्म की ये सोचधारा है कि हर एक मनुष्य में, हर एक जीव जंतु में, हर एक प्राणी में भगवान का निवास है. And we have learned in the Swaminarayan Hindu tradition that प्रमुख स्वामी महाराज, currently हमारे जो गुरु है पूज्य परम पूज्य महंत स्वामी महाराज, they treat all of creation. तो इसमें environmentalism भी आ जाता है, conservation भी आ जाता है, treating everyone with dignity and respect. नात जात का कोई भेद नहीं होता है. ये जो inclusivity की बात है, समानता की बात है, वो सब एक concept में आ जाता है. क्या? भक्ति. Or the one other thing I would add when it comes to bhakti. Bhakti is extremely important in experiencing the world. श्रीमद् भागवत महापुराण में बहुत ही सुंदर बात वेद व्यास जी ने की है और ऐसी ही बात भगवान स्वामीनारायण ने वचनामृत में की है. To experience the world through a spiritual lens is bhakti. So इसमें आर्किटेक्चर आ गया, आर्ट आ गया, कल्चर आ गया, ह्यूमन रिलेशंस भी आ जाते हैं. More importantly, cuisine, something that is so important to Hindu and Indian culture and also in bhakti, जो हम प्रसाद की बात करते. तो ये मंदिर is a microcosm of the entire Vishwa. That means that everything that is out there in the world, you can experience here, but through the lens, the view, the perspective of adhyatmikta, of spirituality. मुझे एक बहुत ही अद्भुत कविता या भक्ति पद रविदास जी का मुझे अभी स्मरण हो रहा है. उसका भावार्थ में इंग्लिश में ट्रांसलेट करके कहूँगा. बहुत ही सुंदर पर्सपेक्टिव है. हम बिन तुम नाही, तुम बिन हम कैसे. सो out of love, out of sheer devotion and bhakti, Ravidas ji is singing to his beloved God, and he is saying that you are very important. Without God there is nothing. But also the bhakt is equally as important. So mandirs make people. So people make mandirs, and then once those mandirs are made, those mandirs make people. So that is why people are important. When bhakti and seva come together, the bhakta or the volunteer comes together. In the building of this Akshardham Mahamandir, more than 12,500 volunteers have come together from all naats, all jats, all religious backgrounds. यहूदी है, क्रिस्ती है, हिंदू है, मुसलमान है, सिख है, पारसी है, आप बताए जो भी धर्म है विश्व के, सभी लोग यहाँ आए हैं. उन्होंने मंदिर का जो निर्माण का कार्य है उसमें उन्होंने भोग दिया है, योगदान दिया है. और उससे भी ज़्यादा यहाँ जो आके मेडिटेशन करते हैं, दर्शन करते हैं, जो वॉलंटियरिज्म करते, सभी लोग यहाँ आते. तो दैट एबिलिटी फॉर देम टू कम टुगेदर एंड बिल्ड द मंदिर, and then in turn the mandir to give back in the personal, spiritual, professional development of people. That is the sort of beautiful relationship that mandirs have with people. करीबन 10-15 साल से मैं ग्रेजुएट स्टडीज़ में, पीएचडी में और उसके बाद जो टीचिंग, वो सब मेरा जो करियर चल रहा है, सब में हिंदुइज्म की मैं बात करता हूँ। एक तो मैं क्लास कोलंबिया जर्नलिज्म में पढ़ा रहा था। वहाँ मेरे एक कॉलीग है प्रोफेसर आर ई गोल्डमैन, हम दोनों साथ में प्रोफेसर्स स्टूडेंट्स 16 17 18 स्टूडेंट्स को लेकर हर साल इंडिया या इज़राइल या इटली ऐसे अलग अलग देश में जाते थे और वहाँ देखते थे कि हाउ डज रिलीजन, हाउ डज स्पिरिचुअलिटी मैनिफेस्ट एंड हाउ कैन वी कवर इट एज जर्नलिस्ट्स एंड स्टूडेंट्स ऑफ रिलीजन एंड मीडिया। तो सभी जगह हम जाते थे, तब वहाँ मैं हिंदुइज्म की बात करता था या क्लासरूम में लेक्चर देता था, कभी कभी ऐसे किताब लिखता था, पुस्तक लिखता था। But those were mere words. Now finally with the creation of Akshardham Mahamandir, I do not have to take my students on a 8,000-mile flight to India. I do not have to sit in a classroom and just give a bhashan or a lecture. I can bring them here, just 20, 30, 40, 50 miles from Columbia University, and they can experience the entire Hindu, the entire Indian experience. It's come murtiman, it's become manifest. अक्षरधाम मुझे लगता है कि of course it's a Sanatani Hindu Mahamandir, but beyond that I think of it as a cultural and spiritual ambassador. It builds bridges. It builds bridges between different communities. So if you think of the Indian American population in America, probably 4.55 million, 2.53, 3.5 million Hindus, I'm just, from what I remember. And about 35 to 38% of them live in this corridor between Massachusetts and Washington, D.C. So this mandir really addresses the needs of that Hindu American, Indian American community. But beyond that, as you walk around the Akshardham Mahamandir, you will see that there are messages that are told in an American, in a Western, in a truly global fashion. Reverend Martin Luther King, President Abraham Lincoln, Socrates, the famous Iranian Persian poet Rumi Saab. I mean, I can keep going on, Albert Einstein. So people who come from American society for the first time in a Hindu Sanatani Mandir will be able to see that these universal values of love, service, inclusion are shown and told in the words and through the faces of these Western and truly global icons. So imagine Rigved ka yahan ek mantra hai, or just 10 to 15 feet, 10-15 फीट नज़दीक में वहाँ आपको मार्टिन लूथर किंग साहब की छवि और उनका मैसेज मिलेगा. तो दिस इज़ ट्रूली it's a Hindu story, it's a Hindu American story, but it is also an American story that speaks to the world. So we are very grateful to the mayor and the community leaders of Robbinsville Township and Mercer County here in New Jersey who have accepted the Hindu way, have accepted BAPS Swaminarayan Sanstha, and have accepted this beautiful Akshardham Mahamandir. I was at a conference at New York University. It's a very prominent university. And it was a conference on gurus, and I was on a panel. And one of my panelists, a modern scholar, the guru is an advent of colonialism. Until post-colonialism, the gurus did not exist in India. And I started scratching my head. हिंदू सनातन धर्म में गुरु का क्या स्थान है? कबीर जी ने कहा है, हम तो गाते हैं, सुनते हैं. Every child in India has heard this, Hindu, Musliman, everyone often even sings this. गुरु गोविंद दोनों खड़े किसको लागू पाए, बलिहारी गुरुदेव की जिसने गोविंदियो बताया. तो very prominent. This is not just something that's come 5, 10, 15, 20, 50 years ago. The guru is, one could argue, is as eternal as God in Hinduism. And the beauty of a guru is that the guru does not just teach, does not just preach, but they live by example. In a book that I just recently published about the life of my guru with Penguin Random House, In Love at Ease, Everyday Spirituality with Pramukh Swami, I speak of the guru being a walking partner in life. As you start walking step by step in life, the guru is standing just 2 feet ahead of you holding your hand. And he or she is guiding you as you take on the journey of the samsara. And that is why gurus are important. Now, if that is the basis of Hinduism, and especially articulated in the BAPS Swaminarayan Sanstha and Swaminarayan Hindu tradition, then how can it be that Akshardham Mahamandir of this magnitude can be built without the inspiration of a guru? So in that book that I'm just telling you about now, it's called If Stones Could Sing, a story, a Hindu-American story of bhakti and seva, of service and devotion. And in that book, I talk about the role that Pramukh Swami Maharaj and Mahant Swami Maharaj have played in inspiring the bhaktas to contribute, but also in guiding, in serving as important instructionalists in how to take step forward, how to integrate with the local community, how to be respectful and show reverence to those who were not familiar with what it takes to make a mandir of this magnitude and size. So that kind of guidance, that kind of instruction is spiritual, professional, personal. It is wholesome. It makes a man. Mahant Swami Maharaj, just on the day of the Pratishta in the Akshardham Murti Pratishta Vidhi in the Mahamandir, said something beautiful. In Gujarati, he said, Akshardham Mahamandir bani gayu. Ave apde apdi andar mandir banavanu છે. And how beautiful is that? He's essentially saying that we've built this mandir, we've built it to better ourselves, now the journey continues. We have to make sure that that Chaitanya, mandir, is born within us, that we become better people and contribute to the society we live in. And I think that is the eternal message of Hindu Sanatan Dharma.